So this is the steering rack that I picked up, and I was going to order one, but I wanted to give back the core, so I decided to just pick up this one from AutoZone. So I originally just planned to do this by myself, but it is something that is much easier to do on a lift. So I had somebody help me out who is actually a mechanic and was nice enough to let me take my car to their shop. So that made the process a lot quicker and a lot easier. And you could still do it at home, but it will probably just take a decent amount of time to get this done. And you will most likely run into needing some extra parts. So it is best probably not to do this when all of your parts stores are closed, and just make sure you have everything you need beforehand. So as you can see, it's a pretty rusted and has some worn parts that I'll be needing to replace. And these are some things that you'll run into when you decide to lift it, is that you'll notice a lot of stuff has probably not been in the best condition for a while, considering the car is much older, and we'll need some of this stuff replaced. It's kind of inevitable, so I'm not super surprised by the damages, but yeah. The major issue I ended up having was with the tie rods, and this is what I meant when I said that there could be other things that end up happening during the process that just kind of reminds you of how old this car is, and they just didn't want to give. So probably a decent amount of the time of the whole process of replacing the rack just to deal with the tie rods. So even though mine weren't rusted because I had actually replaced them somewhat recently, I still ended up needing to replace them again, but it just depends on your car, of course, and it depends if you're able to get them off easily or not. And that's pretty much it. So it was definitely needing to be replaced, and it definitely handles a lot better now. I'd say there was not too much inconvenience. It was mostly just replacing those tie rod ends, and everything else was luckily pretty straightforward. I made sure to keep the wheel aligned the entire process, which was a little bit intimidating, but just because of what can happen if you don't do that properly. And I did not want to run into any more issues, but it didn't end up being a problem for me, and I had enough people, so I recommend that you have somebody to hold the wheel. You could use the seatbelt trick if you'd like, but I just felt more secure doing it myself so that I could ensure that I was not going to run into any issues. And I'm just happy to have that done. So if you are needing to do this, just be aware of everything you need, and I highly recommend just getting it taken care of. You don't necessarily need a shop, but as long as you have enough people to make sure that you're able to do this properly. So with that being said, good luck to you, and I hope you're able to knock it out. I hope this was somewhat helpful for you, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
I don't wait on it, I don't slack, I stay on it. If the blame is yours, you gon' be the one to pay for it. Woke up through some bands, I ain't even had to slay for it. Don't bet against the underdog, I was made for it.